So we've cut the foam, we've glued the foam, now we have a solid base to start laying out the track.
Trackside with Wes.
And because all this stuff was used track, I'm sorting the pieces, grading them, seeing which ones need rail joiners. Here's the thing with used track, it's always filthy, and you need to scrub the oxidization off of it. And a lot of people say it's bad to use abrasive scrubbers like Bright Boys, but I found these 3M Scotch-Brite scuff pads are excellent. Just look at this. This is the same track piece after scrubbing with the scuff pad. After sorting, I started building the track layout, and I had a bit of a sudden realization. Problem here is I'm trying to do a whole lot in a small layout, and I'm not sure there's going to be space for everything. Pacific Central Station, the prairies, the mountains, Union Station, I don't think they're going to fit. Each one of those is almost its own separate biome. Guess I'll have to move to a bigger house. Of course, after connecting everything, it has to be tested. So I played around with this for like 2 hours. Okay, it works. We get it. Next, I got this incline set from Woodland Scenics. You'll need 2 of these sets to make a full incline and a decline. And yeah, you don't have to buy these things. You can do it yourself by calculating the rise over the run distance, but this makes it so easy. Like, you cannot go wrong with this stuff. There's no measuring, no cutting, no frustration. Doing this stuff is supposed to be fun. Why stress yourself out with measuring and cutting? Unless you like that, then go ahead. So I tested this dollar store glue gun here, see how well it sticks. And yeah, this is gonna work great. You don't have to glue the whole thing down. I think that would be overkill. If you ever wanna move it, you might be regretting that a little later. But I just tacked it here and there, and it sticks just fine. This thing's not going anywhere. So simple to use this stuff. They come in 2%, 3%, 4% grade. This set is a 4% because it's gonna take so much distance to go up if it's anything lower, like 2%. And now I see why this stuff takes so long. I used to hear how long it took people to build layouts, and I used to think it was an insane amount of time. Like a year or 2 for a simple layout. But now I can see it. Things get in the way, and in real time it's been over a month since I glued down the incline kit to when I'm actually finishing the track layout here. So now that I've got all of this laid out, got the incline, the decline, all of that set up, now it's time to fill in all of this middle part here. And what I'd really like to do is have a yard right over here, have some type of maybe a train shed over here. And a lot of this is gonna be the mountain because this is gonna be our mountain track here. So both of these 2 tracks are gonna be in a tunnel. So probably the mountain's gonna come out to around here, maybe. You know, you can't have it too steep, but I just don't also want it taking up all this space. It'll come out of the tunnel somewhere around here into the bridge and the elevated section, and then the other part of the main line will be on the lower part. And in this part of it, I really want to have some, maybe a couple industries or something. The train station I think is going to be here because I want it to be on kind of a straighter part of the track, and there's not enough space to do it over there. So I think I'll put the train station here somewhere. I don't know if it's going to need, you know, maybe another track, platform in the middle, something like that. But I've got all this track. I've got so much track. I don't even know what to do with it all. This is like maybe a quarter of all the track that I have. So let's start with this, see what we can do with a little yard here and see where we can get. So we've got probably about 10 switches here, different conditions, different track types. These are my favorite. They look the best. Then these ones, and then these ones are pretty old. And then check these out. These are so old and dirty. 2 for $2, and I got 6, and they actually work. They just have to be cleaned. The guy cut the wires off and just turned them into manual switches, but you can just easily resolder those wires back on. And that's gonna be my long-term plan, to have the automated switches or the electronic control switches. Let's see what we can do with this yard, right? I'm just gonna be doing a rough layout right now. I'm not gonna actually connect all the tracks because I just really wanna see what we're dealing with here. Now, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna put this here. Now we can do these straight tracks. Yes, here we go. Perfect. Same thing with the passenger platform. Approximately will be a platform right here in the middle. Let's grab one of our trusty Bud cars here. These are scale 85 feet long. So if that overhangs, then we can't do it because these are my longest cars. So let's just get this on here. The overhang's gonna be tight, but let's get another one on there just to see. Let's just say it'll be something like that. Oh, it's touching. It's not gonna work, that's touching. We'll have to back that track off a little bit. So let's bring this into the picture here. This is our little train shed. And the mountain's gonna come down pretty good there, so I don't really know what to do with this. Okay, now after all that, I have finally settled on what I think this layout is going to look like. So the main line comes around the outside. We know that already. It goes all the way around. But if you take the inside track on the main line, then you can get to these yards here. We got 3 tracks for the yard, and then it kind of splits off here and goes to some industries, that type of thing. But if we follow this track here, this one is gonna go to our passenger station, and the platform is gonna be right here, right in the middle of these 2 tracks. So the outside track is gonna be for the longer trains. The inside track is going to be for the shorter trains like the Bud RDC cars. And we've got some industry here, possibly some freight storage, that type of thing. Come back out here and take out this way. Now we have our runaround track for the yard. So we've got some storage here, and I found a place to put these diamonds. These 2 little diamonds right here, just to a little dead end track, maybe an abandoned line. But this will be your runaround here, and it'll come right back into the yard. If we go back out, this is gonna be our industry, and I've got a little plan for how I wanna lay this one out. I think this will probably be a good spot for the railroad crossing signals, because it's on the main line, it has 1 track, it's not too complicated to wire this part. And then we'll have some grade crossing, just the little buck signs right here. And I think I'll put a parking lot inside here, or maybe the parking lot goes out here. Either way, it's gonna be the parking lot for the industry that's gonna use this little track right here, and this track up to the diamonds. And if we move over to the left side, this is our engine shed and maintenance facilities and all that. This is gonna be our refueling out here. We're gonna have a refueling station right here, and it's all gonna come together. You're gonna have to do a little shuffling back and forth, you know, to get in and out of the train shed. This part right here is gonna be a bit of a bottleneck because there's not enough space to have trains running on the main line here and going into the shed track at the same time. So you just have to plan out, that'll be the controller's job. Dispatch will plan that out for us. I may do some type of water feature here, maybe a little water stream coming down off the mountain, something like that perhaps. If not, I might use it to turn it into a coal mine. Just imagine it now, we have a big mountain here and a little coal mine right here. Ideally, I'd really like to have a curved turnout that can come off the main line right here. So this would stay here, and then you just have one coming off this way, but I don't have one of those right now. We'll have to see. So if we zoom right out and go right to the back wall of the room, you can see everything in one shot. Thanks for joining on this one. Let your imagination go wild with your layout. Stay tuned next time. We're gonna be doing scenery, gluing it all down, and putting some grass and base layer landscaping down. Thanks for watching.